The timbers hotly burning. The boots stamp down the earth. The villain's luck is turning. Let's hope it's for the worse. And we're back. Hello, and welcome back. So, you four are beneath the... you're underneath the cellar of Alexei Vitel's cabin in the woods of Tarandaur. What are you going to do? You've got all that stuff, all the cool stuff you found. What's the plan?
Unless someone is attempting to be stealthy, Kasana is going to, with polearm in one hand, try to get up the ladder and open the trapdoor.
Do you want someone to maybe take a look up there? I know you kind of announced, I could kind of hear it, announce the fact that we were going to come back for vengeance. But I would prefer that vengeance to be at a later date than them just kind of waiting for us and aware that we're coming. So I wouldn't mind going up first to take a little look around quietly.
Of course, if they are there, though, this is the opportune time to strike.
Yes.
Especially while they're there, if we can incapacitate all of them, that should give us a significant advantage.
That would be quite the bold maneuver. Not sure that I'm capable of incapacitating. How many were there? More than
at least 4.
Yeah.
At least 4?
Well, before we do
we'll
go
worry
over,
about that when we get there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Mage Armor just in case.
Probably a good idea. Would you like to describe your mage armor?
Yes.
Again?
He'll sort of hold his arms out to his sides, and glimmering coat takes its place for a few moments over his other hardware. On the back of it, you'll see the symbol that represents what he has on his badge, what he has in his book, emblazoned for a few moments before it fades.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
Hmm?
Or else he's pointing at the symbol.
Oh, well, certainly not any of the movements that you've seen up on the wall there, I can say that for sure.
Well, no, because then there'd be a banner on the wall.
Yes, and it would behoove the professor to to consider becoming a part of the Unshrouded Sun, but seeing that he hasn't.
Maybe you can convince him later.
Maybe.
When we find him.
But, well, I think he seems to be more interested in direct progress rather than the kind that we're operating forwards. No matter.
Progress is progress.
Mm-hmm. All movement
Right.
is movement forward, we hope.
Mm-hmm. Shall I,
Yeah, but
speaking of
going over
movement
there.
forward, may I?
Please.
I'm gonna scurry on up and pop open the trapdoor and give a look around quietly.
Cool. Give me a stealth check.
19.
Cool. Elżbieta, you pop up in Alexi's stable. You climb your way out of a bale of hay.
Just sticking out of my hat, out of my hair.
Mhm.
The stable. This is the stable.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was zoomed in too close. That's the outhouse I clicked on. All right, there I am. Okay. Is it pretty enclosed, or like can I like see through it?
There's walls on most of it, and there's a set of like kind of swinging double doors.
Okay. All right. I would like to go and just kind of like peer around the doors. Just kind of like just a quick glance. Well, not a quick glance. I will study it, but just, seeing how much attention they're spending on the house versus like.
Yeah, you see the house is burning wildly at this point. It's collapsing. It's just you see the little spirit of a taxidermied pheasant floating in the sky.
Why did
You gave him that stupid pheasant. I'm sorry I didn't bring you with me, you weird little pheasant that had a connection with me that I didn't want.
It was spiritual.
It was a lovely gift. Why is it a problem?
Yeah, you see those 4 guardsmen with their spears and shields kind of like pacing around, like watching for anybody to get out. And you also see leaned up against a tree off in front of the cabin itself. There is another man wearing lighter, like studded leather armor, long, wavy, hair, wearing the same night glass goggles, rather, with a musket slung over his shoulder, lighting a cigarette. And you are able to duck behind away just in time, right before he looks up and notices you.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go and hop back down and give everyone the skinny and let them know what's happening and say, I can move quietly, but I can get 1, maybe 2 before they notice. And I wouldn't be able to take the armored men as easily. So
That's fine. Orin and I can take them.
I have some tricks.
if that's the way you want to go, yes, then we can do that.
Remember, we incapacitate them. We
Of
don't
course.
burn our enemies down in houses.
Well, we do. Well, I burn my enemies, but I'm not sure that's something I can do non-lethally.
Try not to burn the ones who seem about to die.
Right.
I'll just pat my little. I have my nightstick on a frog on my belt, and I'll just pat it.
So
Yeah.
I would like to
Non-lethal.
clarify, when you say incapacitate, do you just mean knock out, or is that like fancy talk for kill them but don't set them on fire?
Knock them out, yes, Orin. This
I glance at the very sharp scythe that I carry. It's got a blunt
Fine.
end.
try not.
I would say the one that's further back and smoking, he's probably the one that we can question, but he's also going to be the one that has the musket and can reach further than the others. I'll take that one.
Yes. If some of them die, then that is unfortunate. Try not to. Do your best. I believe in all of you.
Oh, thank you.
And if you can get them into a close group, I can try to persuade them to be calm. Before we head up, or once we give the signal, though, give me your spear again. Give me your scythe again, Orin.
I mean, if we want them to come and gather towards us, I can do that.
Just
But-
to me, just to each other, not to us.
Okay, I can do that too. Oh, hold on, my cat's gonna come visit.
Lucy.
Lucy, can
Lucy.
you keep moving?
The fifth
Thank
character.
you.
I see your minion has the independent action.
Oh.
She also has the there's a bagel badge. Yeah, so I'll go back up first. And I would love to then try and just sneaky, very quietly.
Sneaky. Okay.
Sneaking.
Give me one more stealth check as you head.
Fingers crossed, fam. All right, well, not as good.
No, it's not. So you head up. I'm gonna let everybody else get up on this level as well.
Mhm.
As you go to move and like swing open the door, maybe like you swung open the other one last time,
Mhm.
and one of them for some reason is better maintained than the other. But you swing open one of these double doors to the stable, and there is a that cuts through the sound of crackling wood, and the guardsmen's heads snap over to see you. And we're gonna need some initiative rolls.
Are we rolling with anything other than perception?
You can roll a stealth if you want to, because you were attempting to avoid notice, but you don't have to.
Hey.
Nice.
There's
Harry was
Cassandra.
proud of myself for finally, doing it.
Ugh.
I have a feat that gives me a better initiative, and I'm still.
Been taken on the back
Sometimes-
foot.
Sometimes you roll a natural 20 and a natural 1 on initiative.
Yep.
Well, at least I'll get to see what happens before I do anything.
Uh-huh. Initiative, and then our good old
Damn.
sharpshooter.
Should put this. Should put it right here.
That guy.
Oh, God.
All right. Let me add our round counter. As round one begins, Cassandra the Spear. You realize that your friend has pulled her cover, your new companion, and you snap into action.
Would it be reasonable to say that I had the musket already drawn?
You could have had whatever weapon you came up with.
Perfect. All right. The musket is the one I had ready, just for the future. And the first thing Cassandra does is, again, cast Magic Weapon on Orin's side.
Sweet.
And then puts a hand on you. Or points at you and says, "You will not die today." And cast Lifelink. Basically, for the next minute, you are every 3 damage. The first 3 damage you take of all damage just gets taken by me instead.
I hate this.
It's
Damn.
great. That's
Wow.
wonderful.
Cool. So
and
you've
with
effectively
that-
given Orin resistance 3 to all damage.
Yes, and when this happens, like the force of life that is kind of just generally floating around me, suddenly becomes a lot stronger. The hay starts coming back to life around us, I think.
Ooh.
Just starts becoming much more alive and less dead. Like, there's vitality in this all of a sudden. And that is my whole turn, is those 2 things.
Fantastic.
Feel like to be linked with Cassandra like that.
It's having your nerves hot wired. You feel like it is like electricity is running through you. it's you can feel a bit of what she's feeling, almost like you can feel her feet planted on the ground. You can feel her breathing. Your lives are connected right now. It's a little unusual for most people. It's not. Most people are probably not familiar with divine magic.
I think maybe for the first time, as you make that connection, I think you realize immediately there's something weird about Oren. Like, almost like there's an echo going on, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
I love my spicy friends.
It is the blue guardsman's turn. I have split them up into two groups, so they act on each turn. One of them runs around, slams his back against the side of the outhouse, and then dips around to fire a crossbow through the door at Elzbieta. It's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Elzbieta, you take 7 piercing damage as a crossbow bolt flicks through the gap in the doors and strikes you in the shoulder.
Yeah.
At the same time,
I'm on the ruler.
the second guardsman comes up and readies his sword, his spear and shield for your arrival. And it is your turn, Elzbieta Vrona.
Hey, I would like to proceed to just duck out the door and kind of like go to the other end of the outhouse.
Okay.
Just whoop, right there. And then what would I like to do? I think I'll just like she'll just like take out the nightstick and like snap it into position and then have it at the ready for if anyone comes to try and hit me.
Cool. Yes. So you and remember you've taken 7 damage, so your hit points are 25 right now.
Yeah, well, I tried and then it went right back to 32. Okay.
Cool. That is
I'm just gonna like hold and be defensive.
Cool. Next, it's the red guardsman. This guy is going to come around and be like, "Oh shit, there she is," and swing his spear at you. And that is going to hit.
Yes, even with hold on. I'm trying to remember things.
You mean you don't have your entire sheet committed to heart in our first session, Mab?
This is literally the second time of me playing Pathfinder. Right? So like, give me a minute.
I will say that would have been like you could have gotten there with one movement. So if you wanted to have prepared a reaction so that as this guy comes up and hits you, you can swing on him, you can do that.
Yeah. What is parry just having the ability to add on to my defense, or what does parry do? As I didn't write it down.
You've got a nightstick.
Nightstick. Yeah, the nightstick has parry.
I didn't know that you had a nightstick. I would have paid attention to that.
Sorry.
Nightstick. Nightstick is it's a parry. You can spend an action to. It's like a shield. A parry is like a shield block. You can hold your weapon in a defensive stance to increase your AC by 1.
Okay.
So that's what you did. You moved, you drew, and you set it to move parry.
Yes.
Which is cool. All good. Unfortunately, not enough.
It still hits me. Yeah.
So you're going to take 6 piercing damage as this guy stabs you with a spear.
Me, I don't want to get hit. Me proceeds to get hit.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, you ran out there.
I know. Well, I didn't want to cluster.
Also fair. Yes, so that's his turn. He stabs you. You're in pain. It hurts. This other guy comes around and just spends this whole turn running, hustling to get into the area, as it becomes Orin Natsuku's turn.
All right, I am gonna use 2 strides to get up to this fella with his spear and shield, look down at him, and say, I'm not raging yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, how's it? We said we'd remember your face and attempt to swing.
Ah!
It'd be funny if it was a different one.
It would be
It might be a different one. I don't know. 20 will hit as you deal 5 slashing damage, 6 slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate damage rolls. But that is Orin. Next is the sharpshooter, who throws his cigarette down and steps on it as he goes, all right, that's a big fucker over there. And narrows his eyes and designates a target. He says, all right, boys, I'm going to shoot the big one. And he raises his musket and fires. This is going to be at a penalty, though, I believe. Yeah, this is, unless he has it. Yeah, it's outside of his first range, and he doesn't have any of the abilities that lets him reduce that. So this is going to be at a -2.
Okay.
It's a 21. Cool. So you take 12 piercing damage as he fires the musket at you, because you are his designated target. It's a D6 and then a D8 from his precision edge. This guy's kind of a ranger kit going on.
So where are you hit?
That one probably, it wasn't a great on the beginning damage dice, so we'll say that was probably like a shoulder, winged off the shoulder.
Yeah, so you actually only take 9 damage, and then Kasana's shoulder moves back involuntarily a little bit as underneath her armor a little welt appears on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And then, the sharpshooter spends his last action sliding a new cartridge in and tamping it down. Apricus.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going hot real fast, so why not make it hotter? You'll sort of dive out to get up against the door here, mutter something under his breath, and up comes a flaming sphere.
Sweet.
I will, let's see, can I do it into a person? I believe I can.
Yeah, you can do it straight onto a person here. This flaming sphere, you can move that as you like.
Lovely. Let's just get a quick check on the range. 30 feet. Make sure. Yes, this unfortunate person will be set on fire. So have fun with this.
Cool. So a flaming sphere just broils into being in this guy's space, and he has to like jerk around and try to dodge it. Fail.
Critical failure.
Oh, that's nasty.
Is that the double damage as normal for flaming sphere?
Yes, it is a basic save, so I believe that is double the damage.
He takes 12 fire damage. This guy's is gone from looking like okay to looking nearly broke. Nearly.
By 12, do you mean 18?
18.
Oh, 9. This guy's dead.
Can I not burn him to death? Can I?
No, not on a critical failure.
That's not how magic works, baby.
That's not how magic works, and I warned Kasana.
You did warn Kasana. So Apricus, what you do is you summon a flame inside of his head that then just ekes out of his of his helmet. The lenses of his goggles shatter as jets of flame shoot out like a Bunsen burner. Oh no, what's happened there?
Welcome back.
I keep kicking the cord.
Oh, okay. And then that guy just collapses in a heap. His face melted as that ball of fire just continues to roil in
I
his
just sort
space.
of look back over my shoulder at Aprika.
Apricus looks at you and then looks over at Kasana, and then he's just
What?
kind of like,
What happened?
Well, I did warn you.
Try to be more careful.
Oh my god. All right. So the guardman fighting Orin is toast in every sense of the word. That is Orin. That is Apricus' turn. Round 2 begins. Kasana the spear.
Kasana. Okay. Kasana is going to walk up here.
Okay.
And she is going to point over into this area and basically do a 10-foot burst that would have included all 3 of these guys. And he says, "None of us need to fight. We are all alive and can remain that way if you remain calm." And she casts calm emotions on those 2.
Ooh. Okay.
You forcibly calm creatures in the area, soothing them into a non-violent state. That's a failure. And that's a critical failure.
Red was the failure. Blue was a critical failure.
So for a failure, any emotion effects that would affect the creature are suppressed, and the creature can't use hostile actions. If the target is subject to hostility from another creature, it ceases to be affected by calm emotions. On critical failure, the hostility doesn't end the effect. The red one will not attack you, no matter what you do.
No, the blue one won't attack you.
The blue one is just completely passive right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And after doing that, she looks over and notices as Elsbetia is harmed and says, "One moment and I'll get to you."
Take your time.
All right.
Cool. So
She's like,
yeah.
yeah, no worries. I'm only pinned here with a spearman, so it's cool.
Yeah. So this guardsman, he like kind of blinks and does like goes from like scared fighting thing to just like full on Shaggy from Scooby Doo's posture. He says, "Why are we doing this, Garth? Garth, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna lay down." And he lays down, and that's his turn.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Elżbieta.
Yeah. I'm going to so I would like to try to cast Daze.
Okay.
Which is at the guy in front of me, just being like, "Back the fuck down," and just like says it very imperiously for such a slight little woman.
Mm-hmm.
So there's those details. Did not input it correctly into my character sheet, so that's not gonna work.
I've got a daze on my
Just
spell
pick
list
on.
too, so
Thank you. If you
let me
can
throw that down
put
for you.
that for me. I messed something up. So yeah, that's going to be a basic will save
Basic will
against 17.
Sure, totally. Oh yeah, only a 17, right? Because it's your.
Ignore my DC, yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. So, I will say, are you? Do you want to stun? Like, are you just trying to do damage to him, or are you just trying to stun him?
It was mostly just trying to stun him, so
Okay.
then I could whack him in the head with little
'cause-
resistance.
Fair enough. I will, let you know this is your first time playing an investigator.
It is. My first time playing in general. It's my second time playing.
Played a little bit. The kind of like loop you want to get into with a investigator is like devise stratagem strike, which is usually 2 actions.
Yes.
Which is the same amount of actions that it would take to cast this spell, and it would also you would get a higher bonus to hit, and you do it.
That's if I roll well on my d20 anyway.
That's true. I mean, in both cases, it requires somebody to roll well or poorly.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know.
If you want, you can spend a hero point, and he can re-roll that will save as well.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend that hero point.
Cool. That takes you down to 1. Because I don't believe you spent any others.
Correct. Yes. Jesus.
Roll even better.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I am a bastion of moral fortitude and mental strength. You're not getting in.
Mental strength. Then I'm gonna smack him in the face with my nightstick. Just be like, all right, fine. I just bash him right in the face.
Cool.
Great. 2 damage from the daze still.
Yes, 2 damage from the dazed.
Here's my. I'm just gonna see if I put that in correctly.
That looks pretty correct, but unfortunately, it just does not hit. She just smacks it away with his shield, and it becomes his turn. And he is going to. He smacks away with the shield, and then just drives his shield forward into your forehead. And you duck. It just slams, leaves a big dent in the side of the outhouse. He's going to try. He's going to drop his spear, grab the sap on his belt, and try to swing it at you. Misses again. So he's like, duck, swing. You like dodge out of the way.
I use my.
Yeah, you're getting your feet back under you.
Yeah. We're like slapping at each other like children.
Yeah, and then this guy is his emotions are calmed, and so he's like, that looks like a good idea.
Nice.
And it is Orin Natsu's turn.
Try not to attack those 2, Orin.
You can help me.
Yeah, that was probably what I was thinking, because I think our sharpshooter is a little far away, so yeah. I am going to move up around next to Isbeta, and I'd say pick on someone your own size, but you'll have to settle for someone bigger. And so yeah, stride. I will rage, and I will attempt to strike.
Cool.
29.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry, boss.
Don't kill them.
Roll another d10.
Can I say, because we were told that, can I say that I struck with the staff end rather than the blade? Because I had expressly been told we're trying to incapacitate. Can I flavor this as...
You're going to roll a d10, and altogether you're going to deal more than double his HP.
I'm so sorry.
Did you choose to do non-lethal?
17 damage, doubled is 34. I mean...
Is he unconscious, or is he, like, super dead?
If it's more than half his HP, he's super dead, isn't he?
This is my... It's not necessarily by the rules, but I'm like, how is this not you cutting this guy in half?
Because I am not using the scythe end.
Okay, if you really, really desperately don't want to use the scythe end, you want to keep as many of these guys alive as possible, you're going to deal 15, 17, 34 damage, taking him down to minus 16 if that was how we counted things.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing that happens is you break his jaw.
Yeah, that seems fair.
He has a whiplash and a broken jaw, and so he's not going to be talking, but he's not
probably
dead.
dying too, you know.
Yeah, that guy is on the ground, blood streaming out of his mouth, not going to hurt anybody.
I look at
Thanks,
Elsbeth's
big guy.
eyes doing that glowing thing, just like, are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. It is the sharpshooter's turn. He goes, for fuck's sake. Oh my. And he is going to. How is he gonna? What is he gonna do about this?
This just
He
went
can
sideways
cry.
very fast.
How am I going to be an optimist about this?
He runs up. He doesn't run
Thanks,
up that
Gabe.
far. He moves up. His speed, right, which is 25. And he points his musket at the guy who's laying down. He's like, "Wake up, Jesus! By the God!" That guy takes 7 piercing damage as he is awoken from his calmed emotions.
Nothing like a little friendly fire to wake you up.
What? And he goes, "Kill them!" And reloads his gun. And it is a Precus's turn.
I mean, oh boy, oh no. He got up and he shouldn't have. He really shouldn't have. I mean, I'm sustaining the spear, and when I sustain it, I can move it.
Incredible. All right, that guardsman is going to make a reflex save.
Yeah, and I'll give you the
Hey!
entry again.
Oh,
Dodges completely out of the way. He like stands up, goes, "Ah!" And as he is dancing around holding his shot foot, he is just completely dodging your flaming sphere.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's good. It's not dead.
He's not there.
Plan B. Let's see. Now I will daze.
Okay, who are you dazing?
The one who just managed to do an impressive game of hot foot with the flaming sphere.
Cool. There we go. That guy takes the full 4 mental damage.
And I believe it's
little
no, it's
Blood
not.
starts to trickle down his nose, from his nose.
Now, daze is non-lethal.
It is not.
Daze-
It's one of the few magical effects that is not lethal.
Mm-hmm. All right, that is a Precus's turn. Round 3 begins, and it is the turn of Kasana the Spear.
So Kasana is going to sustain the calm emotions to keep the blue guy calm. And then she's going to reach out a hand and point at Elsbetia. And say... And she's just going to put at you and say, "Be healed."
there's okay.
She casts a level 1 heal at 2 actions on you. So that's 16 health, a positive
16
health.
healing. Elżbieta, roll a fortitude save. Worst it could possibly be. Okay,
So the
Elżbieta.
good news here is that you don't take the additional 8 because it's not healing you. It's just the 1 number.
So, Kasana, you hold out your hand, and a wave of positive healing energy wafts over Elżbieta, who recoils. I guess you can tell me how you react to it, but your body physically rejects the positive energy, and you feel blood start coming up the back of your throat.
Yeah, I think she doubles over, like hands on knees, and like drops her nightstick, and is just like, "There's better things you can do with your time, Kasana."
She narrows her eyes very dramatically. Says, "What?" So I believe you only take 4 damage, 4 positive damage from that.
Oh, right, yeah, because you only take because the healing is only if it's healed.
Yeah, that's the good news. It was only 4 damage.
Cool. That is.
I'm now
Kasana's
at like under half my HP.
You're bloodied. Blood is trickling out of your mouth.
Yeah. Thanks.
Color
Thanks a lot.
Does it look like blood?
What was that?
Does it look like normal blood?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like slightly darker in color or anything like that.
It's normal blood that anybody would have. This,
like, yeah.
People need to stop asking questions about my blood.
What?
My blood is normal.
Like Jada, because
I have normal human blood, thank you.
My blood is normal shirt is provoking a lot of questions answered by the shirt. Cool. Next is the blue guardsman who doesn't do anything because he's just a guy.
It's just a guy.
Which means it's Elżbieta's turn.
I'm gonna duck.
Yeah, go closer to Cassandra or closer to the man with the musket.
I know. Oops, sorry. I didn't want to do that. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Mom's already so mad.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna unsling the musket and round the corner and take a shot at the guy, just because I'm mad and.
Yeah. Do you want to devise a stratagem against him?
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. I would love to devise a stratagem. I'll just like take a look around the corner as I'm like getting the musket off and ready. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I know they're 2 separate actions.
There's a couple of things that are gonna reduce the efficacy of the shot. One, it is outside of the musket's range, which means it's gonna take a -2. And 2, this corner of the cabin.
This one.
Actually, roll a flat d20.
What is that in? Is that
Just a /r 1d20.
/r? What do you mean unrecognized? There's a spice.
This is what I've got it.
Not hot.
Not hot. So that corner has not yet collapsed, which means it's giving him partial cover. So which means
fine.
he's going to get a +1 circumstance bonus to his AC.
Okay. Well, there's my stratagem notes.
Mhm.
So long.
So you're just going to roll a d20, and the attack will add your proficiency and your intelligence bonus. Cool.
There's a 13.
So 13 plus 9 is 22.
Yeah, even with a +1, that's pretty good.
Even with the +1, that's pretty good. It's going to be -2, so we're down to 20.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to think, do you think that a 20 will hit him with lesser cover?
His I mean, probably not.
Up to you.
Well, you said he had wasn't as armored as the rest of the guys.
No.
So in which case, yeah, I'll take that challenge.
Cool. A 20 total with him having lesser cover just hits.
Yes.
You're going to roll a d6 for the musket's damage, plus is it 1d6 or 2d6 for strategic strike?
Look. When you make the substitution, I can add my intelligence modifier to the attack roll. Okay, provide your strength users. Okay.
Plus 1d6 for your strategic strike.
Oh, my strategic strike is not on my action page, which is a bad move on my part.
It's just something that affects your devised attacks. Anytime you devise a strategy in an attack, you add a d6 to it. as long as it's a
yes.
ranged or agile or finesse weapon. So
Yeah, so I can
roll
do 2d6.
2d6.
And then 5
Boom.
plus 1 from my dexterity.
Nope.
Is
You
that
don't add your dexterity.
No, that's
for-
right. It's because it's
Or any finesse weapons unless you're a thief rogue.
right.
Yes, dexterity, less of a god stat in this edition.
Yeah.
So Elżbieta, you whip around, you get the angles, you find the one place. There is a notch halfway up the wall, the corner, that your musket ball goes straight through, not touching it.
Incredibly sexy.
As it slow motion wings this guy on the shoulder, and he goes, "Ah, God!"
All right.
You have one action left.
So
I guess one of those actions was to draw your musket.
yes. Yeah. So the shared stratagem, does that count as a separate action, or is that part of my
Shared
regular?
stratagem, I believe you can do as a free action.
Okay. So dang.
Yeah, all you have to do is
yeah.
designate one ally.
Yeah, so I think I'll tell Kasana to be like, it's like, why did you go get the sharpshooter instead? And then take the shot and just, that will be me sharing my shared stratagem.
Shared stratagem.
It will make
he is
him flat-footed.
flat-footed son, which is such a cool ability. I love the investigator as like a support marshal.
Yeah.
Sweet. That is Bit's turn. It is the turn of the red guardsman, who just shakes himself off and strolls up and is going to stab Apricus in the chest.
Well deserved.
Is gonna miss horribly.
Woo.
Is gonna just pull up his shield because he's done treating this lackadaisically. And that is Orin's turn.
Alrighty. I'm happy to blow an interact action. So I lean on my side against the side of the outhouse, pull out my healer's tools, and I want to do battle medicine on Elspeth first.
Okay. Roll a medicine check. You can decide to go for a 15, or are you an expert? Yes.
Yes.
You can go for a 15 or a 20.
Let's try for a 20.
Okay.
I've got a hero point.
You have.
A good point. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Ooh, that is 2d8 plus 5 for the DC 20, plus I believe a bonus because of your medicine. Jesus Christ.
Plus 15?
Is
Yeah.
it 15?
Holy shit.
It's I double checked this a couple of times. If not, because I'm a field medic background and I have the medic archetype. Because one adds plus 5. All the details are in the feats on my sheet if you want to double check it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm going to the pages.
The dedication, I would bet.
Yes. Okay, so battle medicine, dedication, 5 additional DC at DC, 5 additional HP at DC 20, and the normal for DC 20 is 10. Yeah, so total of plus 15.
Damn.
So you almost heal Elżbieta her entire hit point total.
No, wait, you did 27? That's me back up to full.
And what's wild is because
You
you
I
can
like.
just wear those on your belt. That's one action. That
Yeah.
whole thing was one action.
Sweet. And then I would like to stabilize the guy whose jaw I broke with my other action.
Cool. That's another medicine check. Administer first aid to stabilize. That'll take up the rest of your turn. Jesus
26.
Christ. Yeah, he's fine. He is
I just wanna
stabilized at 0 hit points.
Like I said, this split focus, I'm good at 2 things.
Destruction and preservation. Truly a Renaissance individual. Cool. That is your turn. It is the sharpshooter's turn. And he is like, I'm not going to fuck with that.
Well, he doesn't want to try to make the shot? Come on!
No. He moves up a bit.
Sharpshooter.
He points at Kasana. Says, all right, you look like you're the boss. And he is going to fire his musket at her.
That hits.
Cool. You take 13 piercing damage.
All right.
And now he's going to have to reload on his next turn.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is his turn. Apricus.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you what. I've got a boy up in my face and a fireball still behind him. So let's do a little sustain ram here.
God.
Reintroduce these two.
1 minute of
13.
sustaining.
Cool. Yeah, that actually kills him.
I tried. He was
Over at Kasana.
Yeah, it just comes and like, and collapses.
This is not a pleasant thing to him. Like, he's not taking pleasure in this. He's just sort of like, ooh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait, let me double check. Let me double check sustain a spell.
It does take 1 action to sustain.
Yeah, it's just a concentrate check. I wanted to check,
Yeah.
make sure it wasn't a manipulate check.
Gotcha.
So this guy could have done something about it.
Gotcha.
Yep. Nope.
Nope.
It's
So that guy dead.
Well, let's see. Let me take a quick look at telekinetic projectile to remind myself. Nope, that only goes 30 feet. Okay. And electric arc, I think, goes also 30 feet. Wow, I have a lot of 30 feet spells. Okay. So, he is within range for a daze, so here comes another one. Back.
All right, he squints, takes the full day's damage, takes 4 damage, mental damage. He goes, ugh, ow. Paul, he's like that Paul Rudd gif. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. That man's Tane, my latest dancer. He's here to entertain me.
Cool. Round 4, Kasana the Spear.
looks over to Elsbetia and says, "We will have words after this."
Sure.
And she walks up a full 25 feet with the musket in hand and shoots the sharpshooter.
Cool. Make an attack roll. If only it was one higher.
He is flat-footed.
Yeah.
He is flat-footed. It hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
He takes 5 piercing damage as another one just slices a little furrow in the side of his abdomen. Ugh. I'll make you pay for that.
I'm sure you will. And she sustains the. She looks over at the blue one and just sustains.
God, man, you're harshing the vibes, dude. Just chill. That is his turn. Elżbieta.
Yeah, all right. So in which case, let's see here. Yeah, he's still like way out of my space.
You also have to reload your musket.
Yeah, I'll reload it just so it's ready, and then I think Kasana's got it. So I'm just gonna. I'll like. Cause I don't think. Well, I mean, okay, if I step out from here, still at a -2 to hit.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I'll do another devised stratagem. I'll do it
Okay.
again.
Well, okay, so it's one action to reload, one action to devise a stratagem, and one to fire.
Yeah.
So you couldn't move and do all those three things.
Oh, because movement takes up things.
Movement, it's an action to move your speed.
Okay. Okay, well, I won't be able to strike him then. I'll just step out and fire instead of devising a stratagem then.
Cool. So you reload, step out, roll a 13 plus 7.
Yeah, we'll
adds up to 20,
that
which hits
then.
him.
Yeah. Then, let's see if I did this correctly. 3 piercing damage.
Bam, 3 piercing damage. This guy is getting ganged up on. You're bullying him. How could you? Next would be the red guardsmen, but they're both dead, so it is Oren's turn.
All right, grabbing my scythe, I will just use my two actions to get up to this fellow over here. I will get used to doing the fancy move trick later, and I will take a swing.
All right.
Again with the blunt end.
You deal 9 damage to this guy.
Okay, at plus D10 because it's currently striking.
Yes.
For what it's
8.
worth, I realized on the guy who I wasn't trying to kill, my scythe does do a deadly D10 when I crit.
Jesus. This you do like a big, you just boom thump him in the chest, the solar plexus. You hear a couple of his ribs crack as he splurts out some blood. This guy looks rough, but he seems determined that he's gonna kill someone today. As he angles that gun around you and fires at Kasana.
So I take it I have a +1. It doesn't matter. That still hits.
Yes. Yes. Actually, no. Before he runs, he'll do a running reload, get a straight shot, and then fire.
Oh, did I not? I have no escape.
Oh, cool. Then you can follow him. So you're going to take a total of 16 damage, Kasana?
Down to 9.
So that was one action. He's gonna, he's gonna hold his musket in one hand and flash out a kukri at Oren.
Ooh.
This is gonna make Kasana go down, isn't it? No, you've got
No,
9.
no,
that's you. That's you.
No, I know,
Right,
because
right.
of the lifelink.
Yes. So Oren, you take 16 slashing damage as he whips out this flashing knife.
Reduced by 3.
Just by 3.
All right, and I get a small slash. Though there's 2 gunshot wounds where my armor doesn't cover me already.
Mm-hmm. And too bad he couldn't have thrown that at her. And that is his turn. He is upset about the way that things have gone for him, but he's going to go down fighting. Apricus.
Okay, well, I will at least not attempt to flaming sphere him again. So, I'll take that option off the table now and cease to sustain that spell.
Sure.
So let me just remove this orb from existence. Now, he is still within range of dazing, so dazing will continue to occur until morale improves.
He hates the Wow, this guy's got... Oh,
That's
Jesus.
he is stunned 1.
8, stunned 1. Damn, wow. Yeah, this guy is just like weaving around, drunkenly, stunned, having the worst time in the world. Because you have 1 action left.
Cue me looking to see if Force Bolt is an non-lethal.
It's force. I've house ruled force to be non-lethal in the past.
Yeah, you'll point a finger out and just sort of go pew. Force Bolt.
All right.
Wow. That's
Good
a
force
bolt.
bolt. Streaks out, cuts the nose hook of the goggles he's wearing, the goggles just fall apart as there is a little indent right between the eyes that knocks him unconscious and off his feet.
Woo!
Glad to know I'm the only one with the body count again.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to Kasana, and before she can stop me, do battle medicine. I'll
right.
attempt DC 20 again. Boo hiss. I'll spend my hero point.
Okay.
Try reroll that. Roll 20.
Roll 20.
Roll 20.
Thank you, roll.
There you go.
There we go. So that's 2d8 plus 15.
I set up a macro for this.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right.
19 hit points to Kasana's Spear. As combat ends, we can probably go to the conversation over there.
Yeah.
You'll need to look after yourself, not just other people, Kasana.
Yes. Thank you. She also healed 1 less hit point than you expected.
She had 18.
Just kind of gonna take these two friends, especially the one without the head, and just kind of shuffle that one into the outhouse.
Yeah, and the one that is calm, she kneels over at him before the minute expires, and says, "So, in a moment, you're going to start feeling a little less calm. Before that happens, how would you feel about tying yourself up with this rope? Would that be amenable? Just calming, relaxing. Make sure you stay calm."
I mean, one, I couldn't imagine ever not feeling calm. It's just the way that it's always been and will always be, as far as I understand. Two, I mean, I can do the legs, but I mean, I don't know how a guy ties his arms together.
Of course. May I tie you up?
Sure.
Thank you.
I like a good time.
Yeah. She pulls out a rope and she ties him up. And once he is tied up, she stops sustaining calm emotions.
I'm gonna go scoop up my broken jawed fella. Pick him up like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him round, tie him up until he wakes up.
Very cool. Aprika, so you throw these guys in the outhouse, I guess. It's a nice outhouse. It's got a little water basin for washing your hands. It's got a nice selection of periodicals on a shelf. Like 1,001 facts that you didn't know.
Oh.
Wow, what didn't I know?
Well, I mean, it's not like he'll be back here anytime soon, so I'm just gonna snatch those. I hope there's an air freshener in here.
Jesus.
There's a couple different little glass vials that look like they have like peppermint extract in them.
Oh my god.
Just gonna pop one of those open, I think.
Yeah, just crack it and put it up and hang it up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kasana's going to lean against the side of the outhouse and start patching up her own wounds.
Yeah.
As well.
Cool.
Do we have any other rope or manacles? I'm looking at you, Elizabeth, our investigator.
Yes, I do actually have a set of manacles.
For our sharpshooter.
She rolls a hero.
Yeah.
She uses a hero point.
Sounds like a good idea.
I would like to go and
Kasana, was that a DC 15?
It was at
or-
15. I didn't expect I was going to get a 20.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Elizabeth, you're manacling the sharpshooter?
I am. I'm just gonna lock
cool.
his hands behind his back, and then I'm gonna take whatever extra shot he has. I want it.
I think he got out like 4 shots, so he has 6 bullets in a little
Cool.
bandolier.
Can I have his bandolier?
Sure. There, in the first printing of second edition, like bandoliers and sheaths and belt pouches and stuff were also what you tracked, but they stopped doing that in the second printing, so like it doesn't affect anything. But yeah, you can have a bandolier.
Well, I want a bandolier. I have everything tied to my belt right now, and you know, why not?
Sure.
I think his looks really cool at Apricus.
While red dotted guard is still unconscious, I'm just gonna surreptitiously like reset the jaw. Just like
yeah, he like
upsettingly large hands. You know.
lets out a little moan of pain in his unconscious state.
Well, at least he was
You knocked out a lot of his teeth.
Yeah.
Oof.
While you're doing that, it says, "You're quite the doctor, but you have a passenger."
I think the rage is faded by now, and looks back at you just like, I'm aware. It's a partnership more than a passenger.
How did you come to have a spirit in you, other than your own?
I woke up like it. In the snow. I don't think I always look like this. This is fairly new.
Do I know anything about what's going on with Oren?
I guess you could roll a religion or occultism check.
Yeah, I have one of those.
You have no fucking idea what's going on with this dude. Weird. It's weird shit. Doesn't seem entirely bad. It's just unfamiliar.
Can I also be like, having interacted with them during combat and saw the whole glowy getup thing to the extreme, can I like silently do like an occultism check and just be like, do I understand anything what's going on?
Sure.
I got a 25.
25 is better than 11.
Yeah,
This is not something you've ever personally encountered, but you have heard vague stories of unquiet dead, of people with work yet undone, who die. Usually that it becomes a ghost. But sometimes, in very specific circumstances, they become something else. A being that
well,
walks.
I am also a ghost hunter, investigator thing. So that's also kind of like, all right, okay, interesting. New and different.
Sort of dusky union.
Just to continue this chain of examination, you know, Apricus, meanwhile, will gaze askance at Elizbieta and try to figure out her deal.
Yes, says to Oren while this is happening, well, at least you're alive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can roll medicine or religion or perception, Apricus.
Okay, well, I think these are all about the same thing for me, but religion it is. I've studied the text somewhat.
You studied the text. Elizabeth, do you have any tells?
I mean, she hasn't been very pleasant in so far, so she hasn't been smiling or looking very pleased or anything like that. I mean, she's a little paler than normal. Like, even for like this lack of sunlight, she's a little pale, but like by and large, nothing distinctive.
something's
Also,
up.
really red hair,
Very red hair.
which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Red is my favorite color, but that's something else entirely.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah. So, something strange about it, but you can't really put your finger on it. Requires further investigation.
Just making notes in the book now.
In response to Kasana's comment about being alive, was there a look askance over at Ilsbeta when you said that?
Yes. It wasn't a look.
Now.
It was a head nod.
In which case, Aaron replies, "She bleeds. That's life enough for me."
As you're all kind of looking at each other somewhat suspiciously, the blue guard's calm emotions finally ends, and he goes, "Hey, this doesn't rule at all."
Hey, okay, all right. Calm down a little bit here. Listen. You did us a very solid turn, and we're doing you one as well. So, just sit there like a good little boy, and we've got some questions for you, okay? But the calmer you are, the better it is for the rest of us, including yourself, especially yourself. All right? I would like to use no cause for alarm. Just
Ooh.
chill. Just chill a little.
Look at you.
Make a diplomacy check against his will DC.
Oh,
Wow.
what the fuck?
Do you have any hero points left?
Yes, I do. Because, I've got a fucking +9 to that. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I've been there. I've been
Same.
there.
Lovely.
So many times.
Incredible. He is going to keep attempting to slip his bonds.
I'm just gonna go sit on that stump behind that guy and just sort of hold him in place.
Cool. Make an athletics check. It's like a grapple check. You're gonna. It's not a. It's gonna make it be an easier DC because he can't move.
31.
Yeah, he doesn't
Not
move.
20.
Him is hold.
Like a bear hug from behind. And I'll just say quietly, "I can sit here all night if you want, or you can just calm the fuck down."
Kasana's gonna stand up, kind of wearily. When she's fighting, she looks a lot younger, and and now she looks a lot older.
I don't know what you expect me to say. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to betray my warden or the arrow.
Of course.
Squeeze just slightly.
No, we would never ask that of you. I think we got off on the wrong foot here. But you should understand. You weren't harmed at all in this fight, were you? And look at your two companions who have been subdued here. And there were some casualties, unfortunately.
You melted Ted's head.
That was an unfortunate accident. We did our best, and as you can see, more than half your squad has survived. I would like to propose that you trying to burn us alive within a house might have caused this. And I would like to suggest that perhaps by simply telling us why this all happened, we could find a way to work together. Or at least not be trying to murder each other. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Well, I mean, it's real simple. It's the warden wanted to make sure that any of the secrets that the traitor doctor stole didn't get out.
So you're now kneels down next to him. Do you see the symbol on my chest?
It's a circle.
You're not quite aware of what's happening politically in the capital, are you?
Arrows for life, you know? They're protecting us.
Yes. But you should understand that when you agreed to burn down a house with 4 people inside of it that had simply walked into your town on the request of a friend, the first thing that happens when we enter your parish is armed guards of the Arrows come and try to murder us. And I, as, well, something of an emissary, a political figure from the capital, this seems rather suspicious, doesn't it?
Well, to be fair, you're not in a town. You are collected in an established site of seditious activity.
Again, you tried to burn us alive. I think this is... Listen, I think we're being quite reasonable here. We've simply defended ourselves. And now we're asking you, why did your superiors think this a good idea? We would love to speak with your Errol. Learn what's going on, what's wrong with this Argus Vanatori. Was it on the Errol's orders or was it a simple judgment of his own that he tried to murder all of us? Again, you could have asked us to leave the house. Well, there's plenty of procedures.
Okay, I mean, listen,
we are all citizens of Tarandaur. You understand this, don't you? Your job is to protect us, is it not?
My job is to protect Ruel, which you're not from.
You've got something against tourists, do you?
Would you be willing to come with us to see the Errol?
No. I don't get to see the Errol. Are you kidding?
Then perhaps Argus. Perhaps we can talk with Argus, see what's happened here. Why this was his solution.
You want to try? He's not gonna talk to you. He wants you to be dead, and for this information leak to be plugged and gone and not be a problem anymore, is what I think is the situation. Granted, I don't know, because that's not my job. My job is to do what he tells me to do, which involves burning down a house in the middle of the woods that is a nexus, again, of seditious activity.
Yes. I'm afraid, though, that you might have misunderstood who was in that house.
Well, he must have understood. He knew. He asked you all who you were, and most of you told him, and then he was like, okay, good, burn the house down with them inside and don't let them get out.
I'm simply suggesting that is it really in your job description to burn officials from the capital and professors from the university visiting your parish?
That's not explicitly allowed or disallowed in my job description.
Now, I suppose let's talk about what comes next.
Sure.
You 3 are tied up. We can handle this amicably. Or, if we cannot come to any sort of reasonable solution, we are in our full rights to defend ourselves.
Well, I mean, not now. Now I'm at your mercy.
Exactly. And that's why I ask what comes next. If we were to entire, what would you do? What would your friends here do?
we would go back to the boss.
Would you tell them who sent you?
Sure, absolutely.
Yes. Does that sound
Are you sure you
agreeable
don't
to all
want
of you?
to be... No. I would prefer that they didn't know that we're alive.
I mean, a little bit of discretion would be preferred, yes.
I mean, I could also just go. So I could go home. You know, I could go home and not tell anybody anything if you didn't kill me.
No sense motive.
Yeah.
Is he just saying what he thinks we want us to hear? Or is he just like, yeah, look, I can go home and not tell anybody about this?
Sure. Yeah. Make a perception.
23.
This guy is just a guy. You know, he's just a guy.
Doesn't get paid enough for this.
Yeah.
No. He's being mostly truthful. You've got him completely restrained. You melted one of his coworkers' heads. You smashed the jaw of another one.
He's breathing. He's fine.
He's breathing. Yeah. Basically, he knows he's outclassed, and he's just gonna go along with whatever you ask. He also doesn't know a lot, so him telling you everything he knows isn't gonna do much in his head.
I would much prefer if the warden didn't come looking for us or didn't go warning the Errol, because that, I prefer to work in a discreet circle, which I understand you're definitely not a member of, Kasana, but...
Just cover this guy's ears while this is happening, as I'm sat around and just going
I'm not listening. I'm not listening at all to anybody, is what I'm going to say. I'm not listening to anybody at all.
I just realized, because Andre the Giant is one of my touchstones for how big and the physicality of Orin. So these hands are covering most of this dude's head right now.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna also whip the night goggles though, because those could be real fucking useful.
Mm-hmm.
We could use those. Maybe we can get them off the dead bodies.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
I'll take them off the sharpshooter before we go, because I also want my manacles back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, a lot of at least half of these guys have had their goggles destroyed in the process of killing them.
Then the sharpshooter has his destroyed.
Yeah,
and then the other guy had his face smashed in.
There's one good pair of goggles.
There's one good pair of goggles.
I'll say there's two good pairs of goggles.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have two humans that don't have low light vision. So.
Ah, yes.
But then also it gives full dark vision.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they're useful things to have for everyone.
So, what do you
what am I proposing?
What do you propose? Yes.
Keep it on the DL. We can be a surprise visit to him later, perhaps. Don't you like surprises? Oh, well, yes, him too. But, I mean, the warden doesn't have to know if we're coming for him. I mean, if you really want to go visit the warden, which I think if our goal is going to be for the professor, we should hoof it to the Errol estate. But if we want to gather more information, which I am a fan of.
I mean, the trader isn't at the Errol estate.
Oh, really? Can you tell me where he is?
He's at the lodge. We took him to the lodge and threw him in the dungeon.
Oh,
yes.
That's very nice of you. We should let him live.
Would love to go to this lodge and get more information for ourselves. You understand?
Okay. I mean, it's heavily fortified and guarded by the warden and the warden's hounds and the rest of the guards.
And none of you have any authority to help us enter.
Yeah, I would like to. Let's see. Because I would like to know this information. Let's see here.
What information would you like to know?
How to get in, like secret doors, secret tunnels.
That's really not the warden style.
Yeah. What was that? Oh yeah.
Just while all this is happening, by the by, just so it's established, sort of. Well, one, I grabbed.
Have you been organizing the papers, or just standing there with a flame in your hand?
Well, I gathered the other bottle of peppermint scent, and I mean, I can't leave 2 bodies out here because they could become undead. So, I mean, I am gonna have to set the outhouse on fire.
Yes, no. Unfortunately, Kasana's out of spells, so she cannot cast Gentle Repose on them to prevent them from becoming undead.
I have produced flame. Flame will claim them.
Cool. Yeah, you light the thing on fire, the outhouse on fire. It goes up. These guys are burning. Do you still have the map?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, I am gonna hold the map up to that.
Yeah, no. You can just pull it out of like Kasana's bag.
Just
like,
gonna yoink it and then head over and just kind
of. Yeah, you hold the map out to the roaring flame of a burning building, like a bonfire would also work. It's just a certain level of heat that it has to exceed, and slowly, glowing blue lines begin to appear on the map. They are 2 things that is on the map. There is scrawled with the same handwriting of Alexi Vital are the different supply lines of the Maestro's men. Maestro Aldrich Ruel, the mechanical maestro of Ruel, Aldrich Errol, rather. And also there's a number of places in the woods, a couple of circles that have been crossed out, and 1 circle that has yet to be in the western woods west of let me find the name of the thing. West of Eidnir, north of Eidnir, west of Crossroads. That has the ram's head drawn in the center of it.
of making sure not to illustrate this to our friend. Just going to roll the map back up and tuck it back into Kasana's pack.
Cool.
I really don't see the point of trying to sneak into a fortified location. The best route is through the front.
And the only route is through the front, really. Or over the walls, I guess.
Or over the walls. We could bring a few ladders.
Siege engine.
I mean, however you want to do that, that's your business. That's not my business anymore.
Now, if we let you go, will you be able to bring your friend here to somewhere where they can be treated?
Sure. Yeah, I can bring him. I can bring him to Crossroads or Eidnir or even the proper village itself.
What about your other friend here, the one that shot him in the foot?
Oh, Garth. Garth's an asshole. Garth is he's a sharpshooter. He's not a lowly grunt like me.
Would Garth know more than you?
You should probably kill Garth. Probably.
Can I do like a more thorough search of Garth to see if he's got like any identification or badges or anything like that that can be used?
Yeah. None that you can see. He doesn't seem to travel light. It seems like the badge. Actually, now that you have this musket, his musket, it is actually the same make as the ones that you found downstairs. But the bit that was filed away is still legible, which is the maker's mark of Aldrich Errol, along with a serial number.
And he doesn't have like a badge to show like he's a captain or a leader or anything like that.
Seems like the gun is the badge.
Okay. I'm gonna take that badge. I'm gonna take that gun and swap it out. So he's got my. Well, no, I'm not gonna leave him with any gun. That's stupid.
Yes, disguise.
Yeah, I'm gonna at least take the nicer one, just in case. You know,
Sure.
I say nicer; it's got identification on it. I'm gonna have both.
Yes,
Mhm.
For the moment.
Kasana is gonna begin to untie the blue one.
Cool.
Yeah. Take your other friend here. Stay home for a few days.
Sounds good to me. Have a good one. I guess traders or whatever you are. Bye.
Make sure to
Why
rest your
would you?
foot.
I don't know. They said you were traders.
Raiders, yeah, okay.
Don't believe everything you hear, and here, have 9 copper.
Oh, thanks.
That should help you with your treatment, hopefully.
I love how derisively you said that.
Yeah. So this guard throws his friend over his shoulder and says, "Sweet, awesome. Well, thank you for not killing me. And I guess whatever it is that is going on here, I'm glad that I'm not part of it anymore." And he leaves.
But we take this asshole with us wherever we're going next.
Well, if you...
Lug him with us?
Or
We just
we can
think
question him here.
Oh,
I
was gonna
assume we
move
don't
him
want to
closer
stay
the
next to this
fire.
burning building.
Yes, ideally not. However, I did, before we get into waking this man up, I did actually take a look at that map.
Also,
So, there seem to be some supply lines. So, yes, a little more actively seditious than I thought. They were being severed. There is another mark with the ram insignia that we saw below ground. I suspect this might have been a map that being used for operations of some kind, or planning, or maybe the professor happens to be the head of an organization, or a leader, or at least a lieutenant.
well, it's clear whatever is relation that we should seek out these rams, understand what is happening, what the professor was doing here. Presuming that we assume they're not immediately going to kill him. We could ask this slightly better informed person, though, first.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't announce our intentions of where we're going afterwards.
Yes.
We want to
We
know
have to, I would say, if you're going to awake him and question him, be fully prepared to then terminate him if it becomes too much of an issue.
Of course.
Okay.
He will be given every opportunity to save his own life.
I'm gonna pull out like a little vial of like smelling salts or sort of camphor oil, whatever it is in the good fantasy settings that they always just wave under people's noses to help them wake up.
Cool. Yeah. He... Oh, God damn it.
Hello.
Got anything to do with it, frankly.
Yeah, he would say something else.
Harold,
Stop.
Can I be standing with, actually the musket just being, trained on him as a just in case?
Sure.
So,
I'll sit him up against the log, having just eat stuff and just sit just off to the side.
So, you have the fortune of surviving the past encounter.
The lone survivor, you might say.
Yes. Now, I would love to have you remain that way. Does that sound reasonable to you?
He spits blood in your face.
She wipes it off and then brushes it on his clothes. Now, understand that how you act here could determine if you will remain alive. My companions aren't too fond of leaving you that way after your attempts to burn us alive in a house. And we understand that these were the orders you were given, that you were told we were traitors. I must say that we simply received a missive from a friend to enter Ruel. I think this could be called a misunderstanding. Wouldn't you like to survive such a misunderstanding?
Are you asking if I'm going to beg for mercy from a bunch of seditious
Again,
bastards?
you merely assume we are seditious because we were asked to come here by a friend. We have no idea what they were doing. You could have asked us many questions. Your leader could have asked us questions, and they didn't. They
He
chose.
tried. Your friend with the hat shut him down each time.
He didn't ask the right questions, or very interesting ones, frankly.
So, what I would like to ask, and no, you do not need to beg for your life. Your life is your own, for you to do with what you will. And what I ask here is, what can you tell us about why this house is being burned down? What do you know about this so-called traitor? What was their name? What were they being accused of? What is going on in Ruel? We clearly are poorly informed.
Give me a diplomacy check to get him to talk a little bit.
Cool, yeah.
Wow. That's impressive on an 8 on the dot. He kind of narrows his eyes and then sighs. He says, what has been happening between the rams hitting our shipments everywhere? I see you've got some of our stolen muskets. And this new tinkerer, Holbrook Mason, showing up and securing himself a job at the Maestro's Manor, only for us to all find out he's been playing us the whole time. He's a spy for the Rams, and he learned trade secrets from the Maestro.
She nods sympathetically as he talks.
We tracked him down, captured him, brought him back, but we had a funny feeling that there might be other collaborators around. We come back, and there you are.
Yes. I'm afraid this is a unfortunate misunderstanding. He's merely a friend of ours. We are from out of town. But now we're in an awkward position.
I'd say so. Your friend said you were bad.
So, what I must ask is, what will be done with this friend of ours?
I don't know. He's in a cell back at the lodge, so probably for the time being he'll be held until either the maestro or the warden decide what they want to do with him. Probably get as much information out of him as they can about who he's been working with.
Yes, yes. Now, I would like to... You see, we are not related to these rams. We merely found these guns while seeking to escape you understand, a burning house. But, well, if we were to let you go, what would you do? Be honest, it will help your chances.
I would go back and warn the warden that the people we were supposed to kill didn't die. And then we would probably round up a posse and come back and track you down and massacre you.
And I suppose it wouldn't matter to you who we were in that case.
At this point, even if you weren't collaborators to start, you've killed at least 2 of my men.
In self-defense, you understand.
Doesn't matter. They were guardsmen.
Well,
they could have died of the flu, and we'd have to be able to round up a posse and get after someone.
In that case, I suppose you can ask my friends here why you should be left alive.
Well, he said he's not going to beg for his life. I don't want to hear whatever he's going to say.
Of course, yes. Would you prefer to be shot here?
Or we can smush you, or set you on fire.
I have electricity.
Or, ooh, yes.
Yes, I would prefer you stay alive, but it seems that if that's the only option, we wish you the best.
As your passage to another and newer life.
I'm not going to sit here and whine about what my lot in life is. You won. If you were here and I was there, you wouldn't be alive to begin with.
So be it.
Very well.
We promise your corpse will not become an undead.
He spits blood again as Apricus takes him out. Can't make a saving throw. Reflex save if you're
Bound up.
tied up.
Yeah.
Plus, he only has 1 hit point. Boom. Cool.
I'm going to take my manacles back.
Sure. They tingle a little bit as you unlock them.
Ooh, sparkles.
Mm-hmm. As you stand before 2 burning buildings and the breadth of Ruel Parish seemingly crushing in from all sides, you know that your friend Alexei Vital is at this very moment chained in the dungeons of the Vanatory Lodge, where the Warden of Ruel lays his head. You also know that Alexei had been working, or at least coordinating supplies with the Rams, a seditious rebel faction within Tarandaur, and you know where one of their camps are. So you consider which way to go and what to do. And a fell wind blows through the brittle leaves of the Sojourn Wood. We will end our session.
Lovely.
All right.
Thank you all for playing this week. Garth is dead. Rough.
Oh, too bad.
Garth is dead. Alexei is captured, and there's a lot going on that you don't yet fully understand. Yeah, how are we feeling?
Scared.
Good. I'm glad. Just Kasana's companions here appear to be
Completely normal.
someone with a ghost, someone who's not fully alive, and
I'm fine, look at
definitely
me.
a murderer, like a definite murderer.
Yeah, real quick on the draw with that electric arc too. Just cold-blooded execution.
We said. You said. I know I have a body count of 3, and I know it's only the first session.
I had a
Apprentice
gun
Luminary.
trained on him, and he didn't like.
The only guy to kill anybody this whole game.
So yeah, that was kind of an incredible way to like have it end out. Just like no, it's like they say you're a murderer.
I'm not a murderer.
I mean, I
boy.
didn't think the fire would kill them instantly. I thought it would get them low down.
I mean, it got them low down.
It sure did, to the ground, 6 feet under.
Yes. Also, thank you for letting me be a character who's might be critical of that.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't play that character.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so what do we think next time? What should people expect? Are you going to try to find the Rams, these rebels in the woods of Rule, or are we going straight to the Vanatory Lodge and trying to figure out some way of infiltrating it?
I mean, to the Rams might be a good idea. I love to go in with as much information as possible, and storming the castle is not informed. It's not an informed decision.
Yeah, I think going to the Rams first is the good call to make. For sure.
Also, then it gives Kasana a chance to, heal up and regain some spell slots.
I would also love to go to the Rams and then convince them all to come storm the castle with us.
Oh, yeah, very good. I would like to leave, but I am already tied up in fate, so to the Rams it is.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. 2 weeks from now, June 19th, we return to the Sunless reach of Tarandaur as our heroes, the Friends of Alexei Vital, make their way through the forests of Rule to make contact with a rebel faction. If they weren't collaborators before, then by golly, they will be next time.
By golly. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Let's just plug ourselves one last time as we say goodbye for this episode. I have been your game master, Zachary Frederickson, found at on Twitter at Obsidian God, on Bandcamp at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. Thank you for tuning in. I have been joined on this adventure by my friend Bitmap.
Yes, hello. I am Bitmap. You can find me on Twitter at BMPrager. You can find my currently on hiatus webcomic, ashenprincess.com, at that site like name I just said. If you like my art, you might see the character portraits. I did those. And around the end of the month, stay tuned for a Kickstarter for a comic I'm working on with Emily Reisbeck.
Which Mountain is going to be so good. I've seen a couple little bits and pieces here. It's so cool. I've also been joined by Corey.
Hi, Corey. You can catch me at Twitter at Endless Musings, and I look forward to 2 weeks from now.
Hell yeah. By Jade.
You can find me on Twitter at JadeOxfordRose. You can follow the podcasting and streaming guild that this is brought to you by at Stones_standing on Twitter. You'll be able to keep updated with things related to this stream and also the myriad of podcasts under its umbrella, including the ones I'm in at FTLcast, GMless Tabletop Games, Kids Playing Hero at DKPH Pod, Animorphs Inspired Actual Play, and Esquivel Files and Animorphs Book Club.
Yes, and by Mab.
Hi, I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Patreon at Little Lady Mab, doing shenanigans.
Well, that is all the shenanigan time we have this week. Join us on June 19th as we return to the Sunless reach of Tarandaur and see just what that riddle might be. Bye!
That is.